Hello everybody, welcome to another update on the stock screener. On this last day of the year, heading into the new year, I wanted to thank everyone for watching my videos. And as a thank you, we are going to do a live assessment on the candy store. So here is the list of candies in the portfolio. There have been some changes. So some stocks have been sold, for example, with Bana, because it hasn't been doing that well. It has gone up, but there are better stocks than that. Evergreen Gaming, I have sold that a few months ago because I was afraid of the Omicron, that they would lock down these casinos. Alphamin has been sold recently because I saw the tin inventory coming back up. So that could have an effect on the tin price. So that has also been sold. But some have been added here. But let's go over all of them. So first we have ArcelorMittal. I think ArcelorMittal is going to do very well based on the fundamentals alone. So there was a video, you can watch that. A very low PE ratio of 3, under book value, and China is not going to produce a lot of steel, as you can see here. China's steel production has cratered. It might go back up, but this is actually a very fundamental change here in the steel market. So that's why I think this is a pretty low risk buy. Don't have a lot of this, but I just wanted to have that. Then we have Capstone Mining. And this is all about copper and cobalt. Also did a video on that, so you can watch that. This is just going to double in the coming years. Let's take a look at the copper price, 4.43. And let's input this. So we have 4.43 and 1.83 or 4.307. So this is the situation. We are still undervalued by a fraction here, and going into 2024 we should double because a lot of production is coming online. So this is looking good. We are keeping this. Cobalt has been doing very well. Let's take a look at cobalt. It has only gone up. So batteries are going to bring in demand for cobalt, and Capstone has a lot of that. Mantos Copper, which merged with Capstone, also has cobalt in the pipeline. So that's that. Sigma Lithium is the next one. And this is a play on lithium, of course. We should be in production by end of next year. Let's take a look at the lithium price first. As you can see, lithium has only gone up, and I think this is going to keep rising higher and doubling next year. And that's because there's just so much demand for these batteries. It's unbelievable. And it takes around a year or two to get production online. So a lot of these projects get delayed. So we should see higher lithium prices next year. Let's take a look at the spodumene. Still at 2050, so let's take a look at the valuations. So 2050, share price 10.3. So we are here, and next year we are going to here. So that's 1.7 billion, so a 70% increase. And in 2023, we go to 3.4 billion. So that's a threefold increase. So we should be able to do a double here by 2023. So that's no problem. And as spodumene goes higher, like 5,000 maybe by next year, then we will get 10 billion, 5 billion. So plenty of upside here. So next one, Voxture Analytics. This is a new one. I don't know a lot about this, but I have watched all those YouTube videos on Voxture, and I was impressed by the application. They have a lot of data, big data on housing, real estate, and they have a very good application to quickly assess those houses via appraisals with this software that they have. And very important, there is rumors that Fannie Mae is going to use this. So as you know, Fannie Mae had the largest assets, even bigger than JP Morgan. So this is a huge deal. So there are catalysts, and when we just look at the valuations tell me that this company will be having revenue in the amount of 300 million by the next years, and this will go to 1 billion in revenue very soon, in a couple of years. So with a market cap around 600 right now, and they are going to have $1 billion revenue. So you can say that this is 1 times revenue, okay, in the coming years. This is a very cheap valuation if you compare this to other companies. So this can probably double by next year. So this is a very good one. Technically, you can see here reverse head and shoulders, and this is going to shoot higher. Next one, Peak Fintech, has not been doing very well lately. So I'm a bit disappointed. As you can see, it dropped in half, but all the tech stocks have dropped in half. But the thing is, you need to look at the big picture here. So we are now at 6.9. Fundamentally, the company is doing very well. I'm pretty sure they are going to have this 40 million revenue, which when you add all of these will be at around 100 million revenue for 2021. This is going to increase, of course, next year because this 40 is going to go higher per quarter. So we will get to the 300 million revenue. I mean, this company is trading at 2 times revenue. This is not expensive. And net income is going to be 50 million. So that's a PE of 12. So this is very viable for next year, but the growth will come in 2023 when we get to 200 million net earnings. So that's a PE of 3, which is very cheap for a tech company and should give you a triple in 2 years. So you can visualize this here. So we are at 600 market cap and we are in December. So if this stock is going to keep on dropping, at some point the equity is going to start rising. So if we come into 2023 at the same level, you are going to see this company's market cap rise tremendously. It needs to follow this path up. So it will probably start rising like this and at least double or triple from 2023 onwards. Can you see that? This is the equity, and the equity will rise at this pace. We are at 600 right now, so this can only go higher if these earnings are met, of course. And we will need to see that happening. So I'm just going to keep this and hope that it will go up. Okay, so the next one is Gran Colombia Gold, which has renamed to GCM Mining. This is a top stock. I think the best gold stock out there. It has been bottoming out, so I expect this to continue to go higher. So let's take a look at the gold price. Let's say 1820. This is a gold miner, 1820. And the price today is $4.14. Okay, so we are now at $400 million market cap, and this should be at 600, so we should be going up 50%. And when we go into 2024, when all of their projects come online, we should rise to above 1 billion, possibly go even higher. So 400 to 1 billion is a triple, and we are going to keep this. Dividend is around 3%, so you are paid to wait. A very good company. Then we have Rocktech Lithium. Rocktech Lithium has been flat, just going up and down. I think this will depend a lot on the lithium price. And currently we have a lithium price of 3,500, I think. Let's take a look. So they produce lithium hydroxide, and we are now at 3,1. What is it here? 35. Let's say 32,000. This could be 32,000. So 32,000. Spodumene was 2050. So as you can see here on the NPV calculator, we should be somewhere here around 1.5 billion NPV for 20 years. So divided by 4 will give us around 400. So we are a bit overvalued right now. But of course, you are betting on higher lithium prices. If lithium goes up to, let's say, 50,000 next year, and spodumene goes to 3,000, I don't know, then you see an NPV of 32,000 or 3.2 billion, right? 3.2 billion is divided by 4 is around 800 million. So this can double if the lithium price goes up to these levels. So that's what we are hoping for, a higher lithium price for Rocktech Lithium. Okay, so the next one, Intercure. This has not done very well, actually done very poorly. I thought that the pot stocks would be bottoming out, but that has not been the case. So when we look at the global ETF, I thought this was going to be the bottom, but instead it has gone lower and lower. So that has not been very good for Intercure. But we know that Intercure is a company that earns money. So the PE is around 8 right now. I'm not concerned at all because this company is just going to keep on earning money. And as you know, Intercure is going to fivefold their production capacity in the coming years. So that's where the growth will come from. So I'm just going to keep this and see where it goes. Then we have share metals. I've done a video on the silver miners. You can watch that. This is the cheapest of all silver miners. And I think this is going to start rising. So let's take a look at the valuations today. I think we were at 4.44 and at 224. So you can see here that the market cap is below the valuation, almost a double. So this is going to double very soon. And I have not even added the operational turnaround. So they are probably going to go back to 100 copper equivalent, and AIC will come down to 3. And that means that we will see a rise from 200 to 600. So that's a triple that is possible next year. Okay, so we are going to keep this. This will probably triple back to here next year. So you can see a rise like this. And it will take 2 quarters to do this operational turnaround. And that's what we are betting on. If it turns around, it will go back here. And it will also depend heavily on the copper price, but it looks like copper is in an uptrend. So if this goes even higher, then yeah, this is going to go back to these levels. Relic Health, I have been waiting on the big deal announcement, the Christmas gift, but we didn't get any. But okay, then we will wait for next year. And they say that there are 3 big deals coming. So what's a big deal? A big deal is that they will onboard a contract with around 1 million patients, which is a very big deal because that will just spike the stock much higher if they can get these 1 million patient contracts. Because we are now only looking at at contracts around 3,000, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000. So if they can get 1 million onboarded, that would be a massive contract. So that's what we are looking for. There are going to be big deal announcements next year, and that would shoot this company much higher. So let's wait for that. Must grow. There has been one news release about an expansion in field trial, so that's good. And the stock has been doing very well. It's in an uptrend. Well, I bought it at the top, but I think this is going to keep on increasing. We are waiting for the EPA approval. Once that's done, this is going to double immediately. So let's wait on that. They will get approved. I'm pretty sure about that. Then we have Caledonia Mining. Has not been doing very well because of the gold sector. Nobody wants gold miners. So the valuations right now are pretty good. We are now valued at, it was 1,820, yes. And share price is at 11.56. Okay, that's almost here. So as you can see, market cap is only 146, but should be already at above 200 million. So this should be a 50% increase immediately, and we are just waiting for that. We get 5% dividend. That's good enough for me. So we are going to keep this. Verde Agritech, that's a new one. I just bought that this week, and I even wrote an article on that, so you can read it. This is one of the best companies ever. So the article is on Seeking Alpha. You can just search for that. Just Google it. And this is just going to double by next year. And then triple by the year after. Let's take a look at the fundamentals. So this is a fertilizer company. And I have done the calculation here. Today we are at almost $1,000 per ton of potash price. Market cap is now at, well, it has actually gone up probably. Maybe it's at 120 now. But as you can see here, we are only at 120 US dollars. And next year is going to go to 300. So that's a triple. And this is based on costs of 170, which is very low, and the current production of 400,000. Now they are going to double that production next year to 1 million, and that will give us this valuation. And that's 700 million. So this is a sevenfold. If they can get to the doubling of the production, they need to have license approvals for that. And they also need to build that second plant. But the plant is in construction. It will get into production by next year. So we can go from here to here, and then when it's in production, we can go to at least a sevenfold. Let's say a fourfold. And later on, we will get to the full capacity of the second plant, which is 1.8 million, and then we go to a $1 billion valuation. Okay, so that's a 10 bagger. So this is one of my largest holdings as well. Easy double, triple, and it should go back to these highs here. So the fertilizer price is now at the same heights as here in 2011. So I expect this to be here as well. Okay, just going to shoot up by next year. Then we have Goodfellow. We know that lumber has been going up. As you can see here, it's up again. So I expect that Goodfellow will have good sales of their lumber products. It has not been doing that great, but look at the PE. It's a PE of 2 and book values at 0.5. So this should do well. And you get a massive dividend of 7%. So just keep this for the dividend. There's no problem. And the last one is Galani Gold. I expect a lot from this company next year. They have been doing the commissioning for phase 1. So they are now in commercial production. So the risk is now much lower. So they have cash flow. If the stock doesn't go up due to the negative sentiment in gold, that's no problem, because we know that they will have a PE of around 2 or 3. Now they are in production. So this should be going up to 100 million in time. So I expect a double and then a triple in the coming years. And if it doesn't happen, we just wait. This company makes money, okay? The balance sheet is going to grow and fundamentals will always win. This is going to go higher. So with that, we end this assessment, and I'll see you next year. Bye.